You're in tune to Chicago's most popular college music radio station. 89.3 is WKKC. This is Focus Talk, the thought-provoking, solution-oriented talk show daring to make a difference in our communities. We're talking on a regular basis. Why? Because the answers really matter. What are we talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're talking about politics, religion, personal development, history, education, entertainment, and then from time to time, we are highlighting positive individuals who are doing positive things in the city of Chicago and throughout the nation. I'm your host, Dennis Snipe. Joining me today is Mr. Aubrey Marquez and Samuel Wofford, and they're here to talk about a brand new production that they've been working on that's presently hitting the mainstream, and we're going to talk about it today. It's entitled Road Trip. How are you today, gentlemen?
Hey, Mr. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you so very much for stopping by and sharing some information with me about who you are and what you do. Now, we're going to talk about the actual film itself, but give me some information about who you are individually. Sam, let's start with you.
Great. Okay. I'm an independent filmmaker based here in Chicago. The films that I focus on are more so impactful, inspirational films that deal with everyday life.
Okay. Now, some of the films that you've done, I'm sure that we know about them, but give me a few names.
Well, my first film is actually the one we're speaking on now, Road Trip.
Okay.
That is the first, that's my freshman film.
All right. All right. Now, what's your background as far as film is concerned?
Yeah, I went to Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, got my bachelor's from there, and that's where I kind of kicked off and just kept running from that point on after graduating from there.
So what do you want to show from your position as it relates from the camera? What do you want people to understand about the story?
I want, from the films that I produce, I wanted to move people. We have a lot of entertainment now.
And move them to what?
Move them to being better.
Okay.
Move them spiritually and mentally and emotionally. Just make them want to do better and make them want to elevate the way they're living.
Yeah.
We have lots of entertainment now, and that's awesome. We have things that entertain us, but a lot of time, a lot of other things are falling sideways, like our foundational teaching. You know, that's very important to me. So I teach that through my films. I'm a Christian, so my Christian beliefs do come forth through my writing and through the films.
Who are some of your inspirations coming up as far as film is concerned? And then not only that, but as an individual?
Yes. Spike Lee.
Oh, okay.
Spike Lee, yeah.
Good
Spike
answer.
Lee, right, excellent answer. Yeah, I grew up watching lots of Spike Lee films from Do the Right Thing is amazing. Yeah. Okay. Mo Better Blues is awesome as well, and just going on, Martin Scorsese.
Okay.
Martin Scorsese is an amazing filmmaker. Goodfellas, awesome film. Anybody else, you know, I watched a lot of Stephen King. I've been into the horror films growing up, like a little thriller, and I think that's basically it as far as the major filmmakers.
Okay. All right. Well, Sam, do this for me. Now, today, the purpose of us getting together is talk about Road Trip. But if you would be so kind as to indulge me and come back so that you and I can talk specifically, and we can talk about who you are and what you do, your inspiration, some of the other projects that you're working on, and then we can have an in-depth interview with who you are.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So in the meantime,
man. There we go. There we go.
In the meantime, Aubrey, you're not a freshman to the microphone here at WKKC. You've been here before, and give me a little information about who you are and what you do.
I'm Aubrey Marquez. Okay. I'm 23. I'm a Christian. I'm an actor. I'm an artist. Honestly, I want to say I don't just say actor, because actor kind of puts you in a box where people think, oh, you can only do this one thing. You know, no, I want to move people. I want to spark ideas, thoughts, and emotions out of people that I guess regular actors really can't do. You know, yeah, that's mostly who
That's
I am.
it in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, yeah. I mean, I'm a whole bunch of stuff, but that for the purpose of this, I think that's basically who I am.
Sounds good,
yeah, man.
Gentlemen. Let's shift gears.
Yeah, man.
Give me the synopsis, the rundown on Road Trip.
All right. 22-year-old Trevor.
That's me.
That is Aubrey, played by Aubrey Marquez. 22-year-old Trevor will be going on a 4-hour road trip with his father. The only thing is, this is the first time he'll meet him in his entire life. So this film specifically is speaking on the issue of father abandonment, fathers not being a part of their children's lives. So it's speaking on that in a very interesting way.
And not just the abandonment in the father aspect, it's also the growing up, the son's aspect of it as well, and his point of view and his longing and I want to say just emotional need that was not met. I think this first film definitely touches on a lot of things when it comes to empty promises and what they can do to someone. I don't think that hasn't really been explored in a way. I don't think this film has explored it. Hasn't really been talked about the way this film talks about it.
And so now, continuing along those particular lines, I'm sure that there are a lot of different feelings that are kind of shoved into father abandonment that a lot of people really don't talk about. So do you deal with all of those feelings in this particular film as far as getting it out and dealing with it specifically, or better yet, how do you deal with it?
Well, it's a lot that comes along with that. And this is stimulated from my personal story. So this is coming from a first person perspective. And you can't really just deal with it all in one film, especially a short film, which is why it's the trilogy. Because the title is Road Trip, and even though that's the title, we're kind of going on this road trip with Trevor. So as each film deals with specific things, and it just so happens the first one kind of deals with the initial thing that we all deal with, or those that didn't have their fathers in life, disappointment. That's the hugest thing. That's the first thing we deal with, disappointment. From that, other things stem, from anger and hurt and so forth, so on. But we got to take it step by step, which is why we have to take this road trip together.
What I like about acting and as an artist, I like to think that like I'm a psychologist in a way.
Now unpack that for me.
I will. Unpack this. Because acting is very therapeutic in a way that a lot of art forms aren't. It allows you to explore your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings in ways because you have to deal with them the way other artists don't. Writers have to deal with thoughts and emotions the way other artists don't. It's very vulnerable when you go in front of a bunch of people you don't know and talk about something that's affected you personally. And what this film has done is, this trilogy has done is broken it down in ways that psychology sort of helps its patients. As a father myself, there are things that I'm still going through myself for my son, given what happened to me with my dad. So and they come in chunks, and you have to deal with them in chunks. You can't just deal with them all at once because it's overwhelming, and you'll drown in that. And as an actor, when I started doing this project with Sam, and he gave me the script and he gave me the idea and he told me how he wanted to do it, it was perfect in a way that it was God's timing was I don't know how to, it was perfect because it broke it down in ways that was realistic in a way that wasn't just like, this is a film about missing dads and that's it. It was like, this is a film about life. This is a film about emotions. It's a film about dealing with things and just the journey of figuring yourself out in those disappointing moments,
So, gentlemen, tell me this, and this question is posed to either one of you.
Yeah,
how do you, during the course of filming, do you separate something that's very, let's say, traumatic or something that's very personal that the character may be experiencing, that you may have written into the script because you know exactly how it feels. You've been there and you can identify with the character and you know how they're feeling. But now, Sam, at this particular point, you're on the other side of the camera and you're not that individual. So how do you separate those emotions so that you can still do the artistic piece of it without putting too much of yourself into it and becoming lost?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Right?
My bad.
No, you're good. No, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
I think I answered that. The funny thing is that I had to get to that place first to where the emotion came, because I wrote it and I directed it. So in the writing phase, going through life, I'm not labeled a kid that grew up without his father. That's not who I am. That's just a part of my story. Mm-hmm. But in writing, though, I had to get to that vulnerable place to write this stuff in. And I think that after getting there, during the process, I realized, like, man, I had these emotions that I really didn't feel. And after getting there, I don't think it needs to necessarily be separated. Yeah, it's a level to how much emotion and how much emotion is involved in it. But at the same time, that emotion makes this story what it is. Right. So it's kind of like you don't really want to separate it too much, but you don't want to go over the top with it as well.
Yeah. Okay. On the flip side of that, I think writers and directors kind of have an out because they're not in front of, they're not in the eyes of the people. As an actor, you can't separate yourself from that emotion and that you have to find a connection between the two. And when you're in those moments and you're honest, those tears are real. That feeling is real. That it's honest. It comes from a place where you either been or you can go, and there is no separation. You separate and you're faking it. You're separating yourself from it, and it's a caricature, not a character. You know what I mean? So when you are an actor and you're on that set, and you have to realize, of course, this is a business and you're doing things on a business standpoint. But as an artist, you bear your soul in front of people you don't know.
One more question, gentlemen, on this aspect, and then we're going to shift gears and go to the other part. And you mentioned as far as business is concerned. But at the end of the day, from the writing and directing point of view, from the acting point of view, what do you want people to walk away knowing, believing, feeling, or understanding about the production that you've directed, that you've acted, and them leaving after seeing the culmination of this incredible process? What do you want them to go away with?
You want to answer first?
All right, I'll go first. I want them to leave with a sense of responsibility. Okay. I don't ever want to do anything or be a part of a project. It's like, oh, that was cool. Let's go eat Cheetos. I want something that's like, how does this apply to me? I want self-reflection in a way that a lot of today's art form doesn't have. A lot of the things, it's purely just entertainment, and it doesn't spark thought. I want something that's like, how does that make me feel, and why does it make me feel that way? Who next to me feels that way? Who do I care about? I can reach out to that feels this way, that I can help. I want to spark responsibility and action and self-reflection.
Okay. Samuel?
Man, that was an amazing answer. But yeah, I agree with Aubrey. And specifically, just elaborating, when people leave, they need to, it's like they call to action. Then when they leave, they need to feel the need. This film speaks not only to the child, but it's speaking to that father. If you're a father that you feel like you haven't really been doing what you're supposed to do, like maybe, man, I kind of shouldn't have had reneged on that promise I gave them. Yeah. It's gonna confront you. Yeah. It's gonna call you out, and it's not like an aggressive beating you over the head. Like, hey, look, man, I know I see you right there, but it's more so that thing, like, man, like it's that kind of conviction, like, man, I need to do better. I need to do better with this.
On that same note, when I talked to him and sat down, and this is how his writing sort of made a call to action. I'm a father myself, and with me and my son, and when I read it, I was like, okay, I have to make sure this doesn't happen to him. I knew it, before, but it was just like it's something I had. But having it being in writing, it's like, okay, Aubrey, you're part of this project for a reason, and this project makes you think about your son. So make sure you take care of your son in a way that will never happen to him. So it does speak to a father and a plethora of other sort of father figure types in a lot of ways.
Now, the other side that you mentioned as far as the business aspect. Yeah. Now, your production has gained a spot with the Black Harvest Film Festival.
Yes.
Okay. Now, it will be featured when?
August 7th is the first screening date. Okay. August 7th at 5:15, and the second day of screening is August 11th at 8 p.m.
Okay. Now, the Gene Siskel Film Center. Where is it located?
It's 164 North State Street, Chicago, Illinois.
All right. So, needless to say that you're excited about this.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Overly excited.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So now it is August the 7th, 5:15, and then August the 11th at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then, to my understanding, that the part 2 will be screened in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yes, The Ride.
The Ride.
Yes.
Okay. And that's August
25th.
Okay.
It will be at the Bronzelens Film Festival. Excuse me, mouthful. But yeah, it will be at the Bronzelens Film Festival in Atlanta. Any further detail, you could just look on our social media pages, our website, and you'll be able to find it. Or go to the Bronzelens Film Festival, I guess. Huh?
Okay. Now, what's your web address?
They can find me on Instagram at Aubrey_Marquez. That's where you can find most of my information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam?
My Instagram is s.wofford. That's S.WOFFORD.
Okay. So now, what's next, gentlemen? This is a major undertaking. I know that you're very excited. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
To take something from its inception and then to see it culminate and fulfill and unfurl. It's an awesome feeling. There's nothing else. But what's on the horizon?
Well, it is a trilogy, so we have our hands full with the third part.
Okay.
We won't go too far into that, but the third part is going to be it's going to really wrap things up. Like I said, that road trip, it has to come to an end. So when it does come to an end, the first film rips the bandage off, but by the time we get to the third film, we'll get you sold back up and ready to go.
So that is the second interview that we'll have to do, because the first one is with you.
Yes, sir.
And then the second will be for the third part.
Yeah.
And when we do that interview, we'll talk about the ultimate, which is forgiveness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Look at you. You own it. You're on it. Look at this guy, man.
I think he snuck one of the scripts.
Right? He must have some insider scoop that we don't know about. How did you know?
Hey. Gentlemen, give me some closing words. Aubrey, let's start with you.
Just thank you for having me, man. And I can't wait for this project to reach the hearts and the eyes of the people who want to see it. And it will reach people. It will reach the people that it needs to reach. Mm-hmm. And people need to see it will see it. And I just thank God that we're here and the timing and everything.
All right. Sam?
Yeah, Aubrey said it perfect. I'm definitely grateful for you taking time out on interviewing us. This is definitely an amazing experience. Yeah, okay. So I appreciate you for this. And pertaining to film, go out and see it. Go out and check it out. This is something that's a need. You know, a lot of times we say we want change, but change is right here in front of you. So just be a part of it. So we have a lot to show you guys.
And don't forget my Instagram, Aubrey_Marquez. Just follow me. It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Now I have to let you know that I'm just a little selfish, because I appreciate you being here, but then again, I want to align myself with greatness.
Oh.
So when you guys are receiving your Oscars and so on and so forth, I can say, hey, I was there in the very beginning. We did the interview.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you.
And sharing your information. Please keep in mind that the door here at Focus Talk is always open. Yeah. You don't have to knock. Just come on in. All right?
Yes,
awesome.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I appreciate that.
You're in tune to Chicago's most popular college music radio station, 89.3 WKKC.